Good day and welcome to the Liberator Media Online Reports, where we give you events from around the continents. Glad to have you join us today, the 30th of June 2020. My name is Umar Usman. In this edition, a motive has been raised on why the National Youth Service Corps members should be enrolled to the Nigerian Army during the one-year compulsory service to their fatherland. The report by Abubakar Kailani.
A member of the House of Representatives, Zakaria Dauda Nyapa, has advocated for fresh graduates to be enlisted into the Nigerian Army. Nyapa, who represents Michika Madogali constituency of Adamawa State, said the military service should replace the mandatory one-year National Youth Service Corps. The lawmaker made the suggestion at a virtual meeting organized by a non-governmental organization, Leadership newspaper reported. He said graduates who do not have the interest to serve as military personnel should be allowed to venture into other endeavors after mandatory one-year training and service in the Nigerian Army.
Data management system is essential in all organizations that wants to positively deliver. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has been urged to make available the data of all recovered funds and properties. The report. The Liberator Online Media reports that while taking a look at the data management system of these anti-corruption agencies, discovered the absence of such public data erodes confidence in the anti-corruption crusade of government. The EFCC was established in 2003 with the mandate to investigate financial crimes such as advance, free fraud, 419 and money laundering. Headquartered in Abuja, it operates under the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Establishment Act in 2004. The major duty of the EFCC is to rid Nigeria of economic and financial crimes and to effectively coordinate the domestic efforts of the global fight against money laundering and terrorist financing. The need for public data in anti-corruption fight is so very important. A lawyer, Kehinde Orosusi, said it is essential that people are carried along in the fight against corruption. Issues like how recovered assets are utilized should be top of the priority of anti-corruption agencies. In fact, from the legal perspective, it is important that the processes that take place after recoveries remain open for all. We cannot tackle corruption when the proceeds become not transparent. People lose trust in the system, he noted. Another expert, Mr. Taiwo Akinlade, stated that while the fight against corruption must go on, Nigerians must begin to see the anti-corruption agencies as transparent and worthy of trust. One of the ways to help the fight against corruption is to ensure that all Nigerians are stakeholders, and we cannot achieve this without public data. If the website and other accessible means of weighing options are not available, then we need to start asking questions from those in power about their real interest in the fight against corruption, he stressed. For Hamza Lawal, who leads the Follow the Money initiative, the lack of public data is a big dent on the anti-corruption fight. We need to start asking questions on how the government is managing recovered assets. It is important that the public has access to utilization of recovered assets and funds. The issue is that we need to take a look at the constitutional provisions on this issue and review the 1999 Constitution so as to enable the revelation of these details, he noted. On how the Freedom of Information Act can be used to ensure revelation on assets are utilized, he noted that there is more to be done to make the Freedom of Information Act effective. The federal government has refused to pass the Process Recovery Bill that will help us solve the assets issue of tracking how recovered funds and assets are managed and spent. And now on public data on the EFCC's website, checks on the website of the EFCC shows little or no extensive public data on the massive assets and funds recovered over the years. Also, the website shows a Freedom of Information page which describes how to get access to information such as day-to-day activities of the Commission, final records, conclusive data, decisions, determinations which are of value to any individual are said to be available upon request. Notable on the website are records of what the Commission did with some recovered loot. On the website, there is also the page for projects and news page about public data on utilization of recovered assets, but this is not comprehensive. Further checks equally reveal that only 3 cases were listed by the Commission to explain what recovered assets were used for. According to the spokesman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, he spoke on the constraints in making data public. In the course of investigation, the spokesman of the AFCC, Mr. Dele Oyewole, was contacted. He said that it will be hard for the Commission to release to the public details on recovered assets as there are processes to report such recovered assets. You know, asset recovery is a continual process and we may give information information and it changes tomorrow, Mr. Dele said. He further disclosed that some of the recoveries are not feasible for reportage due to the provision of the law that guides against such. He stated that the Commission has remained very transparent to the best of the provisions and enablement. On the Freedom of Information Act, the image maker of the Commission said if any request is sent following the Freedom of Information Act, there is need for a follow-up to such request. You need to still follow up such Freedom of Information requests, he noted. This is coming 7 days after the request was not made by the reporter on utilization of assets, but no acknowledgement or reply was made to the request. Umar Usman, Liberator News. On sports update, let's join Mohamed Abubakar Yabagi.
On sport, unsurprised by brilliant Benzema assist, Casemiro was unsurprised by Karima Benzema's incredible assist in Real Madrid 1-0 win over Espanyol in La Liga on Sunday. Benzema produced a moment of magic to set up Casemiro in Madrid 2 points clear at top of La Liga. The forward 117 assists of his Madrid career come via an atrocious back heel through the leg of defender Bernardo Espinosa to give Casemiro a simple finish. Casemiro said he knew Benzema was capable of such brilliance, playing attribute to 32 years old. What Karima did for me is normal. We all know that the quality he has are not of number 9 but of number 10, the midfielder said. I know him, I know how he play and the quality he possesses. I asked for the ball in space and his back heel pass was incredible. It is Karima goal, it is the back heel pass of number 10 and you have to congratulate him. With 6 games remaining, Madrid are on track to the La Liga, holding a 2-point lead over rival Barcelona. Casemiro is eager to help deliver Madrid's first La Liga title since 2016-2017. There is still a lot left, but we know that each match is a final. He said, we want this league. Madrid are next in action with clash against Gaddafi on Thursday.
And that's all for today. On behalf of the executive producer, Engineer Dr. Kailani Muhammad, and the production crew and my colleagues in the studios, my name is Umar Usman. Thank you very much for staying tuned.